Welcome back to the Patty Sadler Show. I am so happy to have you here today. This has been a special day I've been looking forward to for a long time, the Patty Sadler 2-hour special. Today we have some special guests that are here. We have the next guest I'm going to bring on the show is Travis Jessup. Travis is an author, coach, and motivational speaker. He is the master builder of homes and rebuilder of lives. We will be talking about that. He was raised in a polygamous family as the son of his father's third wife and his 19th child. He entered the construction industry in his early teens, and at the early age of 18, which is rare, he received his contractor license. He has built several multi-million-dollar businesses from the ground up, and his quality craftsmanship has been featured in many Utah and California home building and garden shows. Thank you and for being here, and please welcome Travis. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness. So Travis, why don't you tell us a little bit about your building, how you began to become a builder?
Well, from as early as I can remember, being raised in a polygamous family, I was on the job site at an early young age. My dad was a finished carpenter. My older brothers were all carpenters, so that's what I grew up learning, that's what I grew up being taught, was the construction industry. Mm-hmm. So right out of the chute, I had a lot of knowledge in the construction industry, even in my teens.
Wow. So you became a contractor at the early age of 18.
I did, yes.
And I would like to mention that he had an inspirational story that happened in his life. He had a transformational moment. And this moment defined a lot of what he has become. And I would like you to maybe take a few minutes and share with us a little bit of the story of what brought you to where you are today, that transformational moment, if you would.
Sure. 4 years ago, on June 1st, 2011, I had the opportunity I witnessed my 2-year-old son lose his life. And through that experience, it was so traumatic for me that ultimately I love to say to people that God gave me my life back the moment that my son lost his. And the reason that God gave me my life back is because I didn't truly know how to own and embrace the gift of my life in this life, because of the teachings I'd been taught through my upbringing. God was something I was very afraid of, and it took me witnessing my son losing his life for me to truly own and embrace the gift of my life right here, right now.
Wow. That's some pretty heavy stuff. So he witnessed the passing of his own son, and it gave him his life back. Travis is a coach and motivational speaker, and mm-hmm. And you go around and you do some speaking about this incident.
Yeah. Like I said, I like to help people see that our most traumatic experiences in life are often our greatest gifts that we are given. In our greatest pain or our greatest hurt in life, therein lies our greatest power. So for me, it was ultimately witnessing my son lose his life. And like I mentioned, because of the teachings I was raised with, I was taught that I couldn't be accepted by God unless I personally married 3 women, like my dad. My dad actually had 5 wives, wow. But these teachings never resonated with me. I didn't feel that in my heart, and because they didn't resonate with me, earlier on in my life, I tried to fit my life into their mold. I tried to live a life that was not authentic to myself. So through doing that, I created a lot of chaos. I created a lot of heartaches in my life. And yeah, ultimately it was witnessing my son leave this world that woke me up enough that I realized my life has to be about living true to myself and what's in my heart.
Wow. So, Travis, do you want to tell us a little about your coaching program?
Sure. I basically just coach people in life coaching, and I help them, number one, to be able to connect with, I guess I say more the people that I coach are people that have lost loved ones or gone through these traumatic experiences. Mm-hmm. So in my case, for me, one thing I've learned and one of the gifts that I've been given is I truly do have my son still here with me today. I connect with him on a daily basis. He communicates with me in so many ways, but through seeing him, hearing him in my everyday walk in life, I really have to tune into him. I have to pay attention to the signs that he's giving me, and I have to listen very intently with my heart and my mind. And that's how I feel him. And yeah, ultimately, that's how I connect with him. Honestly, Patty, today, I can't imagine my life without that experience, because that experience set me on a journey to reclaim my own life, on a journey to move forward and create and write my upcoming book, and to coach people and help them through these traumatic situations. Part of my trauma was not being able to make sense of why such a horrific event could happen in my life and why are these things happening to me. And part of my journey of healing and recovering from that trauma was really realizing that I played a big role in that. I am ultimately the creator of my own life, and that helped me become responsible and own my own life.
Mm-hmm. I think that's important. It's an important message you have right there in itself. Being accountable for making our own choice to be happy. That's huge. Now, you have some projects coming up. He is an author, and he is an amazing author. So tell us a little bit about that, what you can.
Well,
I know there's a lot you can't because it's in the works. So
yeah, it's still in the works, but ultimately, my book that I'm creating is to help anybody who's ever been in spiritual crisis. Okay. People who have maybe made some mistakes in their life and they feel like they maybe have a hard time bringing these mistakes to God and just being completely transparent about what's happened with your past in your life. And that was part of my deal. That was part of my work in life, was being just brutally raw and honest with God, and basically asking, what can I learn from this experience? I don't think that well, let me put it this way. Everything happens for a reason, and I truly believe that that moment in time when my son lost his life, that was so I could transform. That was so I could own the gift of my life right here, right now. Mm-hmm. And the gift of my life is a daily walk. That's something that I embrace and own each and every day.
That's so powerful, Travis. What a wonderful story that you're sharing with us. So the group that your coaching business, it's Diamond Mind Consulting?
Diamond Mind Consulting,
okay,
that's correct.
And
yep.
So can people call you to get services with you, to work one-on-one, having you as their mentor and their coach? And
yes, absolutely. I would love to connect with anybody who feels like maybe they need some help through some traumatic experiences. And part of what I do is help people see things from a different perspective. And ultimately, it's been through having gratitude for this experience and being grateful for it is ultimately where I found my power in life.
Uh-huh. So, okay, so they can contact you, and you can do how does the coaching program work?
What I like to do is one-on-one. I just
Okay.
coach on an individual basis.
Okay.
That's how I connect with people. I really want to know what's going on in their life. So for me, we talk about traumatic experiences and major life-changing moments. So that's something that needs to be done one-on-one.
I think it does too. I think that if it were myself, if I would want to talk to anybody who had been through something like this, the man I would go to would be Travis Jessup. Because you're such an inspiration to me, and your story is so wonderful and inspiring and transforming.
Thank you.
So I'm so grateful that you're here today. Can you tell us a little bit more about your building business?
Sure. Ultimately, what I do in my building business is I am the master builder of homes and the transformer of lives,
Yes.
or the rebuilder of lives, excuse me. And a lot of what I did in my construction business was I would go to an existing home and we would remodel. We would add entryways or maybe a covered patio off the back.
Okay, you know what? This is really ironic because honestly, he is a master builder of homes. If he's taking a structure and he's customizing it, he's also taking a living structure, a person, and you're helping them to transform. That's really, really neat.
Right, yeah. I use a lot
That's
of the
special.
concepts of creating and building a home or a structure, and we look at all the aspects of building a home. Like one of the most important things you have to do in building a home is lay a foundation for that home. And if that foundation is not laid on earth or ground that's been prepped, if it's not perfectly level, if the conditions haven't been prepped for that home, when the storms come, whatever it may be, the winds, earthquake, whatever, that building is not going to stand. It's going to crumble. And honestly, that's what happened with my life. I built my life based on other people's beliefs. I built my life based on what my parents had taught me and the leaders of the religious society that I came from had taught me. And when the storms came in my life, my house crumbled. And ultimately, I had to rebuild my life based on my own truth, on things that resonated in my heart and that I believed. So ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about getting into your life and looking at all the events you've had, and then we rebuild and help paint a new paradigm or help people to see a new paradigm on their own life and how these traumatic experiences really are their greatest gifts.
Wow. You know, Travis is a builder of homes, and he has built in California as well as in Utah. He has an
Yep.
amazing talent. So, but he is emphasizing his life, and he's made a transformation, and he's emphasizing the ability that he has with his experience to share that experience with other people to help them to rebuild their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And how would someone get a hold of you if they wanted to find you?
You can find me on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook page at Travis Jessup, author, speaker. And you can also connect with me through the telephone. The number is 435-709-1720.
Okay, so there you have it. You can find him at Travis Jessup, author and speaker page.
Author, speaker page,
on
yep.
Facebook, and also he's giving you his phone number. I would highly recommend that if you have some kind of a crisis in your life or some kind of an experience that you're having a problem or difficulty in passing by, I would contact Travis, because he
Yeah.
can help you to rebuild your life. I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. It's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you,
Thank
Patty.
you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you right after the break.
Segment.